Hello, my name is Peter Hayes. I went to Westchester East High School and was a varsity letterman in three sports: baseball, ice hockey, and track and field. In addition to my extracurricular activities, I was a part of DECA my freshman and junior years and competed in the regional competitions at the King of Prussia Mall in the area of quick serve food services. In addition to those, during my senior year, I organized the boys' skip and competed in the Mysteries Talent competition and placed third out of the other six competitors. Throughout high school and middle school, I've held numerous jobs. I first started working for my father and in the back of his warehouse, packaging and labeling outgoing shipments of his labels and other products. From my freshman year through today, I've been a lifeguard at the YMCA for 4.5 years and a lifeguard at Hershey's Mill Estates for 4 consecutive summers. Holding these positions does not require any sort of unbelievable skill set, but each job held facets of business that allowed me to learn about what to expect when entering the business world. When I was employed by the YMCA, I was given a manual that outlined the mission, value, and beliefs of the YMCA as a whole. In my father's business, I was able to see firsthand how businesses ran and what certain strategies and action plans were implemented by him and his coworkers that enabled his business to continually succeed. And just recently, I was employed at You Got Munchies down the street, right here on Temple's campus, and have been working as a food service worker. And although it is a rather undesirable position for anyone, it will give me more experience in a field that is constantly changing to meet people's wants and needs and will enable me to better understand how to work hard and quick while still meeting the expectations of my boss and other managers. To end on a more personal note, I feel as though I'm a very intrinsically motivated person. I look to do good for myself as well as those around me and just want the best for everyone in my life. One of the most significant accomplishments in my life was getting accepted into college. It's a very generic and probably boring accomplishment to a handful of people, but it meant a big deal to me because it assured me that I was going to have the chance to grow not only from a knowledge standpoint, but also as a person who had little or no direction of where to head in life as a teenager. The main reason it was a relief to be accepted not only into Temple but other schools was because I turned down the opportunity to play baseball at bigger schools in order to focus more on my work rather than a game that I most likely would not have excelled in at the college level. The prospect of going to college was always a huge dream of mine to achieve, and when I finally received my first acceptance letter, it was a very big extrinsic motivator that gave me an extra ounce of drive and determination to do well in my studies. Also, when I made my decision to go to Temple, I knew that I was going to receive one of the best quality of education so far, and I have yet to be proven otherwise. I have been very happy with my decision and would not rather be anywhere else. As a matter of fact, it's been a great time, and I love it here. And so far, Fox has really proven itself to me as one of the top business schools in the country, and I could not have asked for a better teacher, you, Mr. Petrucci, to teach me about how to go about the business world and do well, be a top 20 percenter. Another way you could ask this question probably is what haven't we learned in class? To be honest, this is a class that has the biggest information load that I have had this whole semester. Not to say that it is a bad thing by any means, but definitely some of it is just way too much. But I don't have a problem with it. It's great. Some of it's interesting, fun, exciting. We watch videos, and I love the Who's Line clips, by the way. But in the end, this class has definitely taught me a great deal about what to expect in the business world. But what stands out the most is how necessary it is to be business savvy and familiar with current events in the business world so that employers and clients do not question your intelligence or reliability. What first caught my eye was when we studied the Chapter 10 notes and the contents of Tuckman's model of group development and the steps of forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. The reason this intrigued me so much was because that I found that it is true and it has happened in every single group project that I've ever happened to be a part of. Also, this gave me the insight to prepare to be faced with it in the future when grouped with a number of other business professionals who set out to complete and exceed the requirements of any certain task and do more than what is expected. This leads me to my next point, which is learning about the significance of the Wall Street Journal. Until we were taught that it stands out to business professionals when they see students using it, I thought it was just going to be a joke and I should never have to read it. It meant a big deal to me to read it, and after I became familiar with it, I sent out connection invitations to both Michael Adler and Alan Cutter from that article we read about those two men who surf with their potential clients, employees, other business professionals, whatever. And I mentioned in my invitation how I read their article and how I love to surf as well. And luckily, they both responded back to me within about a week, and they both gave me their contact information. They were happy to see that I read the article, and they both commented, "Oh, great article, awesome, whatever. It was cool." they also threw some surf jargon and stuff that I'm not going to go on to explain because that's irrelevant. But it opened my eyes and embedded in the fact that if I read this every so often, maybe the next person that I interview with will pay attention if I mention a certain article, which is pretty significant considering I'm going to need a job. And in order to get a job, I need to interview well. And if I'm doing okay now, great. But another reason I love this class so much is that we've learned the five dysfunctions of a team, which is a bit odd to describe, but it gives me an idea to know what to avoid at all costs when working in the business world. No matter, I know that the better a team works through playing sports and such, that the better the results will be no matter what the circumstances. And the more commitment, trust, attentiveness to results that ensue during the project or whatever, the more content I'll be with the outcome, and hopefully so will my boss, which is the big, big thing to excel in, making him happy.